This might not come as a surprise to anyone who's been following me online for some time now, but it's not easy to find a photo of me online. At least not ones that I've uploaded myself. And I don't show my face on camera for videos, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, or other social media we're required to be on lately, except TikTok. I still really can't get the hang of that platform, honestly. And also Snap, is that even still a thing? I never used that either anyway, so oh well. And sure, there are some photos of me floating around out there because, I mean, of course there is. But for the most part, I'm very careful about not putting my face anywhere in association with my art. Not even using it as the base for a profile picture or anything. That image I use as my profile picture everywhere? Yeah, definitely nothing like what I look like IRL. I know, shocking, right? This isn't exactly a unique take or anything, and I'm well aware of that fact. Plenty of artists who have any sort of online presence don't share what they look like, and that's totally okay. Or is it? More and more, I've been seeing social media guides and artist marketing tips that'll tell you to share behind the scenes, show your process, and a whole number of other types of content to humanize yourself. And typically this ends up being in the form of being on camera. Having been on Twitch for 3 years, I noticed this as well. In general, the streamers that show their faces on camera, or use PNG tubers or VTubers, I guess, do a lot better. I get it. In this capitalist society where big corporations dominate our lives, it's important for us as individual artists and self-employed small businesses to prove that we aren't just big media company that only cares about the bottom line and doesn't give two shits about you. And yet, I'm still finding it hard to follow this advice. And it's not just because of my extreme to the point of being a phobia aversion to photos or videos of myself, which is a different matter altogether anyway. And yes, I'm working on that with my therapist. And yes, obviously my severe lack of self-esteem is a huge factor. But believe it or not, that's not the main reason. The real reason why I refuse to share my face when I'm talking about my art is simply this. I don't want to be judged by a single snapshot of my physical attributes, and I absolutely do not want my physical attributes to affect how my creations are perceived. And before I start getting all of the "but that's not gonna happen" arguments, yeah, nah. Let's be real. It will happen. It always has, and will continue to happen. People do and will judge someone and their works by their appearances, especially in this era of social media where everybody and their dog has an online presence. And I mean that almost literally. I think I actually follow more pet accounts online than people accounts, but hey, can you blame me? We all have those unconscious judgments, and while I don't have enough time to unpack all of that, what I can say is that I myself have had those thoughts. So I'm not saying all of this to call out other people and claim that I'm the victim of unfair judgments and biases. If anything, I'm saying that I know that other people do it because I do it too. Which brings me to the thing that really emphasizes this for me. And that's the art versus artist trend. For those unaware of what that is, it's a template/meme that's been going around for several years now, mainly on Instagram. There's a 3x3 grid of an artist's most popular posts of the year, because usually it's an annual thing, with a photo of the artist in the center square. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with this, and if you like them and enjoy doing them, more power to you, and keep doing you, boo. But personally, I'll never jump on that trend, and it's for this one simple belief. What does it matter what I look like physically when looking at my art? In a way, maybe it comes down to the possibility that people will be more prone to judge the person rather than the creation. And that's not surprising either, considering nowadays, people are essentially the products, and hence why I don't like to be called a creator, which I blathered about long enough in my previous video. To make it clear, this is not a separation of art and artist thing, because in my opinion, that is about whether it's morally and ethically acceptable to support an artist through consumption of their creations, regardless of their beliefs and values. What I'm talking about right now is how art can be perceived completely differently when it's associated with a specific person's physical attributes rather than their values and beliefs. Not to mention, on top of all of that, nowadays with all of the generative AI wreaking havoc on the art world, the act of humanizing artists and showing the real person behind a creation is becoming more and more crucial, which really sucks in its own way, and honestly is a rant for another day. There always has been the challenge of artists having to prove that they actually did a piece of work because of the unfortunate rampancy of art theft and plagiarism, but to also have to prove that you are indeed a living, breathing human? And we still have to market our shit as well. Are we seriously no longer allowed to just make art and have it be accepted and perceived without having to jump through all of these ridiculous hoops? Maybe all of this is just how things are now, and I need to get the fuck over myself. Maybe it's me that's wrong, not the kids, and I just need to get with the times already because this is just the reality that we all live in now. But I sure as hell don't have to like it if, or more likely when, the time comes that I have to start posting pictures of myself alongside my art to prove that I am indeed the human who created said art piece. In the meantime, though, I'll just continue throwing my internal tantrum while trying to peddle my art because I still need food over my head and a roof in my belly. And for all we know, I'm just a bunny sitting at a keyboard because that's all the internet actually is, right? And an extra big shout out and thank you to my Shining Star Patreon members. Your support makes all of this possible, and I'm so grateful for you all.